We're Candace
and Tanya. We're sisters, we're moms, we're wives.
and we're from the True North, strong and free.
And we're letting you in on our real life experiences, struggles, weirdness, finding the funny in the random every day.
And those moments that make you shake your head. We all have them. Those moments that make you say, honest to God. Honest to God!
Happy Easter Monday, potty peeps.
Happy Easter. It's Easter weekend.
Did you see what I did there?
What?
Peeps.
Potty peeps.
Peeps is in like peeps.
Oh,
Like Easter peeps.
that's clever.
Obnoxious. Okay. Moving on.
Let's just
God.
laugh the entire podcast in all the different ways we possibly can.
Oh God, this is probably just getting super obnoxious by now.
Yeah.
Well, hi guys.
Don't turn us off, please.
We're back.
We're back.
It's Easter Monday.
Yes, I'm Candace.
I'm Tanya.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming back.
To another episode of Honest to God
Honest to God.
podcast. What is up, guys?
I had an honest to God moment.
Did you?
I did this
Tell me.
week.
I need to hear this.
I had
Listening.
that honest to God moment when somebody asked me if I was pregnant.
Shut up.
And I am not.
Oh my gosh. I've had that happen to me before too. It's like brutal.
I don't understand how you can possibly ask somebody that unless it is painfully obvious.
Yeah.
In which case you don't need to ask.
Yeah. Even then, I don't. I don't say anything to anyone unless they offer up the information that they
Yes.
are pregnant, because
Exactly.
you just never freaking know.
Exactly. You never know. Like, I don't understand how somebody can ask somebody that.
Wow.
Honest to God.
And how do you even respond to that?
Oh, I responded.
How did you respond?
Okay, so I responded and I said, no, I'm not, but thanks for that.
Oh my gosh.
And then the person said, oh no, I just meant, I just thought, and then he made the gesture of cupping your chin,
Oh my God.
right? And I looked at him like my eyes were bugging out of my head, like I could not believe he had said that.
Like-
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
So I am done speaking to you now.
Yeah, like...
And I walked away. And the person was surprised that I was offended by that. And they said, did I offend you? And I said, of course you did.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. How would that not be offensive to me?
Seriously.
And so then he backpedaled and said that what he was trying to say was that my face was glowing. And I said, that? Cupping your chin says your face is fat, not you're glowing. You look pregnant because your face is fat. I
Yeah.
can tell you're gaining weight in your face.
Oh my gosh.
And so he said, well, what would I make for your glowing? I said, I don't know. How about saying you're glowing?
Yeah. Seriously.
I don't know whether he
Wow.
actually meant that or whether that was a backpedal. I don't know. But I mean, I'm no skin and bones and I'm okay with that. But really, I look pregnant enough for you to feel confident enough to ask me.
Honest to God!
Honestly, man. And like he just dug
Honest to
himself in
God.
further. Like,
I know.
you could have just stopped at like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend you or say something out of line. Instead, he's like
Yeah.
continues to gesture. Gesture? Did I say that right?
Gesture.
things.
Yes. So anyway,
God.
that happened this week. So that was uplifting. People, don't ask somebody if they're pregnant.
He
Because if they're
deserves-
not, you're going to hurt their feelings. And if they are pregnant, they're going to tell you anyways.
That happened to me years and years ago, like way before I had Ivy. I was wearing one of those peplum tops. You know, the ones that kind of flare out at the bottom.
Yeah, like the empire waist kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like up high. Yeah.
And so granted, something that if you were expecting, maybe you would wear that to try and hide something, or I don't know, look like that, but
Right.
actually,
But still, it's not obvious.
yeah, it was actually kind of a funny story because I was at work and the customer said, "Oh, when's the big day?" I was wearing my wedding rings, but my wedding ring and my wedding band, my engagement ring and my wedding band fit very closely together, and people often assume it's just an engagement ring. Mm-hmm. So when he said to me, when's the big day, I thought he thought
your wedding
I
day.
was engaged.
Right.
So I said, oh, no, I'm already married. And he goes, no, like, you're pregnant. When are you due? I was like, nope. Not pregnant, but thanks.
Yeah.
And it was just awkward silence. I was like,
Yeah.
see ya.
Always awkward.
Just ruined my day entirely. I would never ask someone that.
Never.
Ever. Like,
Because even if they are pregnant,
yeah.
and like, you know, and they're not like obviously like 7-8 months pregnant or something, you still might make them feel bad and think, oh great, now I'm huge.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and like if
Just
they
a very
want
sensitive question that should just always be avoided at all times.
if someone wants you to know that they're pregnant, they will tell you. Word of advice, never ask someone if they're pregnant, even if it's just out of curiosity, not because you think they look pregnant.
Exactly.
Do not ask someone that question.
Ever.
Word to the wise, do not ask that question.
Very rarely will
Anyways.
that ever turn out nice.
Yeah, that was like, honest to God.
Honest to God.
That's freaking brutes, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm mini egged out. Speaking of looking pregnant, I've had way too many eggs and chocolate eggs this weekend. Actually, funny story. I sent Ivy. Blah, 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 blah. I sent Mitch into Walmart over the weekend to pick up some chocolate eggs to hide for Ivy. I wanted to put the foil chocolate eggs in the big plastic eggs to hide for her for an egg hunt.
Find.
Yeah. And so Ivy wasn't feeling great over the weekend, so I just asked Mitch to run into the store himself and I just said, can you grab a bag of the chocolate eggs? We get home, I open the bag. He doesn't have just a bag of chocolate eggs. He has the jumbo bag of mini eggs. He has 10 Kinder Surprise eggs. He has 2 bags of just the basic foil chocolate eggs that are in like the mesh bags. He has a bag of Reese's eggs. Yeah. He has a bag of Hershey's cookies and cream eggs. He has a bag of mini Cadbury eggs.
Oh my gosh.
And then he had 2 of the 10 packs of Peeps.
I would expect nothing less from Mitch.
And he had a big Trolls chocolate egg and a bunny version of a Kinder Egg.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, oh my
Chocolate
gosh,
overload.
Mitch, she's 2 years old. All I wanted was 1 pack of the mini foil eggs in the mesh bag. There's like maybe 15, 20 in the bag. I just wanted that. That's all I wanted. So it was super cute because he was obviously very excited.
Pumped. Yeah.
This was our first Easter that we did an egg hunt with her. Because last year she was 1, so she just wouldn't understand. Got it. Yeah. And even this year, she didn't really get the aspect of it. She was just pumped to find the eggs and open them. She didn't walk around and really
hunt for them.
She just I think we still have eggs hidden at home. She didn't find everything.
You'll find them 6 months from now when you're cleaning.
But that is so funny. It's like, honestly, who needs this much chocolate? Well, I do, but I don't really. So that was funny. So we have chocolate for days.
Chocolate for days.
I'm Eastered out. Speaking of Easter, though, it confuses me because Good Friday, that's when they crucified Jesus.
Yes.
I always thought 3 days later would be Easter Monday was when he was resurrected. But no. People celebrate the resurrection on Easter Sunday. Are you confused
I think it
too?
is Monday. Easter Monday was the day he was risen, I thought, because that's 3 days later.
Yeah, because so many people, every year this happens to me and I'm confused, but I don't really look further into it. Yesterday, I saw so many people posting, like, he is risen, he is alive, and I was like, yeah, but why are you posting that today? Shouldn't you be posting that tomorrow? Mm-hmm. And so I Googled it. Yeah. And apparently it is Easter Sunday is when it's celebrated, and I think it's because they say, well, one thing I read was that probably because in biblical times, 3 days later might not have technically meant 72 hours later. It might have meant like he was crucified Friday and the rest of Friday they counted as a day.
Maybe.
And then Saturday was a day and then he resurrected Sunday. I freaking can't talk today.
But then why is Easter Monday? What happened Monday?
That's why I'm still confused. I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense. Like, maybe they weren't totally, technically speaking, he didn't say, I will rise 72 hours from now. So maybe...
We'll destroy the temple and rebuild it in 72 hours.
Yes, I know. So I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense. But I was like, okay, but then that doesn't answer why is there still Easter Monday. Guys, do you know the answer? 'Cause...
Are there any biblical scholars out there that know can
Yeah.
explain the difference between Easter Sunday and Easter Monday for us?
Yeah, and then so I tried to read further on it, and then it just got into this huge, long explanation of like Mary and buying spices to rub on Jesus or something, and like when she bought that and how that coincided with the Sabbath, so that they wouldn't have been able to work that day. So that means they probably didn't do it that day. They did it another day. And I was like, what? I just want an answer.
Sounds complicated.
Yes. You lost me. I was like, I'll just ask the poddy people.
What day of the week was it?
If it was Easter Sunday or Easter Monday. If it was Easter Sunday, why do we have Easter Monday?
Mm-hmm.
Or is that because it's Palm? No,
Palm Sunday is the Sunday before.
Right, yeah. I was thinking, oh yeah, so I'm still confused.
That is our thought to ponder.
Yeah. But back to the honest to God moment. Poddy people, we want you to send us your honest to God moments so that we can share them on the podcast.
Yes.
So what's an honest to God moment you've experienced? Doesn't have to even be recently. Just like in your life, what is something that's happened to you that's made you just laugh hysterically or shake your head, or you know, it could mean honest to God in any way that speaks to you. I
saw somebody jogging down the street, like through a very, very busy intersection. And it was a very cold day up here in Canada. Yeah. And he was barefoot.
Oh my gosh. What a crack.
I was like, honest to God, are your feet freezing? What are you doing?
And he has frostbite.
Yeah. Why would you choose to do that?
Honest to God, why?
I don't know.
Let us know if you know the answer to that too.
Yeah. What did you see?
What did you witness? Send us your moment so that we can share it to the poddy people.
We want to laugh along with you.
Yeah. That's what we want to do. We want to laugh or we want to shake our head. Whatever you want to send us our way. We want to share in the honest to God. What do you say?
I say
hashtag
let's get this party started.
Honest to God.
All right,
what are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
Our topic today is setting goals.
Setting goals. We're setting goals.
We are setting goals high
and low.
No, don't set goals low.
No, I just
attainable, but not low.
I mean, we're setting goals like high in the air and low, and I don't know. It makes sense in my hair.
We're setting
in
goals
my hair.
In your hair. Oh man, we should. You want to just start over?
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Yeah, we want to talk about setting goals, or maybe not even setting goals, but like the important. Setting
goals, large and small. Large and setting goals for yourself, both big goals and small goals, and just the importance of always feeling like you're doing something to work towards bettering yourself and your passions and things like that. It's important to be constantly having a focus of something you're working towards so that you can be proud of yourself.
Yeah, the importance of making yourself proud.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the most important mottos that I live by. To make yourself proud.
I love it.
Don't do it for anybody else. You do it because you're proud of yourself.
Yeah. You need something in your life that fulfills you. So if you're not pumped about your job, if you're not pumped about your personal life, if anything in your life isn't getting you pumped, you need to find out what will pump up your jam.
What stirs your soul?
Yeah.
What pumps up your jam? Pumps it up. Pumps it up. Poddy people, you were not born to just pay bills and die.
No. Yeah,
There's
amen.
more to life.
Yes, there is.
You gotta reach deep, find your passions. What stirs you? What fires you up?
Yes, this coming from two people who have struggled with pursuing something that they wanted to.
Yeah.
Just struggled with wanting to do something and putting it off and delaying.
Life gets in the way, you get busy, and it's easy to put yourself last.
Just making excuses.
Yeah. Especially when you have a family and things like that, you tend to just put your own stuff aside because you're so busy looking after everybody else. And I'm here to tell you that is not okay.
Yeah, and it is easier said than done.
It is.
Like, for sure. Because I'm sure there's a lot of people thinking here, like, oh, yeah, sure, I know, I want to do this, but you tell me how I'm going to get around this, this, and this. Mm-hmm. We're not telling you to get around, we're telling you to make progress and work towards it.
Everybody is in a different position, has different obstacles. Yeah. Some larger than others. Yeah.
Rome wasn't built in a day. Is that the saying?
I think so.
Is it Rome?
It sounds very intuitive. So just setting a small goal, something that you can attain and achieve, that, again, that you just know you're working towards something for yourself.
Something that at the end of the day is going to make yourself proud.
Yeah. So I started with kind of making a list of kind of my top 5 goals that I had for myself. Things that I always think about and say, I wish I had done this, or I wish I could do that. The same things that keep coming up that I just wish that I could do.
I like it.
So I made a list of, my top 5 kind of things, and I prioritized them and put the one that I wanted to achieve first at the top of my list. And that goal for me was to get my high school diploma. Mm-hmm. I dropped out of high school when I was in grade 11. So from previous episodes, you guys will know that I am very open and admittedly, I was a very rebellious teenager, made lots of wrong decisions. I thought I had life figured out. I had a job. I had a boyfriend with a car. I didn't need school. Yeah. It was an inconvenience to me, and I dropped out. And so that has always ate at me. Yeah. Now in my 30s, that I still hadn't got that. So how am I going to tell my kids to stay in school? Yeah. And when I still don't? And it's not even that I need it right now. I mean, I might in future endeavors that I might take in my life, but for me, it was just a personal thing that I was disappointed in myself for.
Right. Yeah.
So it was something that I had to make right with myself because I just hated knowing that about me, that I don't have this diploma. I, working full time, went back to continuing education, did my courses, each course, and came home from work and did my courses at home. And just last year, I got my diploma. So, yeah, so that might be something very small and trivial, or I don't know if trivial is the right word, but anyways, might be a small goal for you guys. But that was huge for me because that was something I had lived with for 20 years that I was disappointed in myself for. Yeah. And always carried that. And so for me, that was huge. That was one of the biggest things knocked off of my bucket list. And I put it off for so many years and just thinking, I really got to do that. And I just got sick of being disappointed in myself. Yeah. And just said, I just need to just do it. If it takes me 3 months, 4 months, whatever, to get one course done, then that's what it takes me. Yeah. But at least I know I'm working towards it. Yeah. So that's what I did. I started small and just gave myself kind of small commitments of, okay, this is one course. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it as much as I can, make it fit into my life, and it takes me as long as it takes me. But immediately I felt good about myself that I was working towards it. Right? So that was at the top of my list.
Yeah, and don't get bogged down by the fact that, oh my gosh, I want to do this one thing and it's going to take me a year or it's going to take me 2 years. Baby steps, like Ken said. If the one course takes me 4 months, just do it, because in 4 months from now, you could be standing there saying, frig, why didn't I start 4 months ago? I could have at least been done this part.
That time's going to go by whether you're doing it or not. Exactly. So you might as well be doing it.
Yeah, right? Exactly. You might as well just do it.
And I felt like I was showing my kids something. It's never too late to fix a mistake, or it's never too late to do something for yourself or make something right,
Be proud of your bad self. You're bad.
What was one of your goals, Tan?
One of my goals...
Tell us your goals.
One of my goals was... For me... When I want to achieve something that I'm scared of, the only way that personally I can do it is by throwing myself into it and saying yes while I'm scared.
Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's being scared and doing it anyway.
Preach! We're full of it.
We're just full of it today.
But here's an example that just sounds so silly to me now, but at the time, it was a real sort of anxiety builder in myself years ago, when I was still in banking, I was still working in the corporate world, I had an opportunity to take on a new role, but that would mean a 3-hour commute for me every day when my commute was like 10 minutes at the time. So I was going from a 10-minute drive to work to an hour and a half drive to work and then an hour and a half home. And not only that, it meant driving to the city, which made me nervous because I'm a country girl and I didn't really have tons of experience with driving in the big city, downtown Toronto. So just, and my job would involve a lot of driving. I wouldn't just be sitting in an office. I would be driving around in the city most days, trying to find places that I've never been to before, like constantly. So I was nervous. I was like, do I take the job or do I not, because I'm scared of it? But for me,
Totally out of your comfort zone.
yeah, I was totally out of my comfort zone, but I was like, I know that I know I'll be disappointed in myself if I turn this down because of this silly nervousness I have about it. And I decided just to dive into it. I decided to do it scared. And now it's like I'm so comfortable driving downtown. Like, it's not a big deal at all to me. It didn't take long for me to get so used to it. Yeah, I just did it. I just threw myself in it and I did it. And I'm proud of myself for it now because now, one, I know the city way better than I ever did. Two, I'm so not nervous about driving downtown anymore, or anywhere for that matter. Like, I could drive anywhere now and I don't care. Like, I just totally faced my fear and jumped into it. Yeah, that's just something kind of like silly that I was always nervous of just because I never, like I said, grew up in the country. So not used to like one-way streets everywhere and bicyclists everywhere and like whizzing by your car like at any moment just made me really nervous. But yeah,
it just goes to show, don't make your decisions based on what you are afraid of now and how you feel right now. Make your decisions based on what you want to live with.
Yeah, and if I had not done that, I probably I literally would have gone my whole life being nervous about it, because what other opportunity would I have
to
now
force you to do it?
Yeah, that I'm a mom, I'm a stay-at-home mom. Like, what need would I have to drive in a very busy city every single day?
Right.
I don't. So it's like, if I didn't face that fear at that time in my life, I would always be nervous about driving places. And now I'm not. It's just second nature to me. It's now awesome. I wonder why the crack I was ever worried about it in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's even just like little fears, like face your fears. Even just little goals like that. Like, I don't want to be nervous about this, or I want to pursue this, but this is holding me back. Like,
and what are you like? What are you afraid of that you wish you weren't afraid of? And what can you do to get over that fear? See, I'm petrified of spiders, and I'm good with that. I have no desire to get over that fear. No. I don't care, because getting over that fear means something to do with them. I would rather just live with that fear.
Mom sent us that picture the other day. What was it? The picture of, it was a news article of a girl that ran off the road, was in an accident.
Crashed her car.
Yeah, there was a spider in her car.
Okay, I've come so close to that so many times. Yeah. It's honestly like, if
we were talking about,
I am at a danger of that on a daily basis.
We were talking about, we're surprised we don't see articles like that more often, because it's so doable. Like, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I'm almost done it.
Yeah, luckily that's only ever happened to me in the car when I've been a passenger and I'm literally crawling out the window to get out of the car, a moving car.
Happened to me while I was driving on the DVP.
Oh, good
in Toronto.
Lord.
I looked to my right to glance in my passenger side mirror, and just as I looked to the right, the sun was streaming in and glared on the spider web. There was a huge spider in the passenger side of my car going down the web, and then it went to the feet part of the passenger side. Oh my. And I was driving on the DVP. What the crap am I going to do? I can't pull over. I was I was driving with my body so close to my friggin' door the whole way home. Guys, I never found the spider.
Oh my God.
I don't know where it went. That's the
worst, when they disappear.
Oh. It was literally, it was my worst nightmare, and it came true.
Oh my God.
One of my worst nightmares. It was brutal. Anyways, that was off topic. But hey, anything is on topic on the Honest to God
because that's a
podcast.
fear that I don't want to set a goal to overcome that.
no,
That's one that I'll live with, and I'm good with
I
that.
don't want to be scared of spiders, but I can't see myself ever getting over it because I would never be able to do anything
That would help you overcome it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
No,
I feel
I
like my
just
heart
would-
would stop.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's just
don't
that's
know.
overcoming that fear would be a danger to my health.
Yes, exactly. I might die. So better safe than sorry. Better just not.
Let's just move on. Let's just sweep that one under the rug.
So another goal, this was the goal that was next on my list, and is probably a very common goal, is weight loss.
So
Are
many
you
people.
carrying some
Yeah.
weight that you just, every day that you get dressed, you're just wishing that you could just drop that bit of extra weight that you're carrying? And
It just
that
bugs
was
you.
me. That was me. I definitely wanted to drop some weight that I had put on. I blame Andy, since marrying Andy, because he is a very
Guys,
good cook.
When you marry a chef,
Yes, like, it's his fault. So
guys, my lash.
oh man. So first of all, I think that you should focus on one goal at a time. That's just my opinion. Maybe some people are better at doing multi things at once, but for me, I want to do one thing at a time so I don't burn myself out and I can just focus on one thing at a time. And so once I had finished getting my diploma, I thought, okay, perfect. I feel amazing about that. Now I can move to the next thing on my list. And then I really just focused on dropping some weight. And so with weight loss, I feel like you can feel defeated before you even get started. For one, because you can try so many things and it doesn't work. And it takes a long time. Like, you have to do something for a long time to find out if it's even going to work or not. So it could just seem so daunting to even start. But for me, I was like, I'm going to make a few key changes in my diet, but I'm not going to cut everything out. And I had to have a substitution for everything I was cutting out, because I know myself, and if I went balls to the wall and cut everything, I would be like, this sucks. I hate life. I'm not doing this anymore.
And everyone,
It'll
you're
last
not
2
gonna-
weeks and I'll be like, this is stupid. I don't want to hate my life. I want to be happy, and I want to eat what I want to eat. And if that means I'm chubby, then I'm chubby.
Yeah.
So I was successful in losing about half of the weight that I wanted to lose. I'm at a bit of a plateau right now, but we've also had like holidays and stuff. And I'm not super, super strict. Like, I do allow myself to have certain things sometimes. And but yeah, for me, I wasn't like total keto, but I kind of followed the keto principles. I cut the carbs and the sugar. And that was really all I did. I didn't do anything super strict. Like, I wasn't counting carbs. I wasn't doing the strips or anything like that. I just made the changes of cut my sugar. It was the hardest part for me because I love sweets. And cut my carbs. But in place, I just found things like, instead of mashed potatoes, I'd have mashed cauliflower, or riced cauliflower instead of rice, because I love rice, or I'd have zucchini noodles instead of pasta and stuff like that. So I was still eating like the same thing everybody else was, but instead of their potatoes or rice, I was having cauliflower. Instead of their pasta, I was having zucchini. So I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything, and I was still sticking to my diet. And then there's like, millions of keto recipes that you can get, sugar-free recipes for sweets, because I had to have my desserts.
Right.
I had to have that, otherwise I know I'll just be like, no.
I'm the same way. I have to have, here's the thing, I don't have to have something sweet, but I have to have the option to have something sweet if I want to. Like, if I don't have anything sweet in the house, that's all I want, and that's all I can think about. But if I know that I have something there, or I have like a healthy option there, I'm much less likely to eat it, just because I know I can have it if I want to. But as soon as you take that off the table for me, I'm like,
exactly,
that's it. I need it.
That was like me when I quit smoking. I smoked for many years. And when I had finally decided I was going to quit, I did go on like the Zyban, so that helped. But I had to keep at least one cigarette in the freezer.
Right.
So that I knew I had a backup in case of emergency. But if I knew that there wasn't one in the house at all, that how psychologically it plays on you when you know you can't. It's like, but now you're taking the option of, I don't feel in control of that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it because I'm choosing not to, not because I don't have the options.
That's it. Yeah, I have to feel like I'm choosing not to.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it's important, like you found something that you could work into your current lifestyle and just make healthier.
Yeah.
That's what you have to, if weight loss is your goal too, you have to find something like that. Like, don't do keto if you hate eating meat. Because like that's
make your goal realistic.
Yeah, like you need to figure out what is going to work for you.
Yeah. Make baby steps and make changes that you're happy about and that you can live with, because if you're not happy about it and you're not enjoying it, you're not going to do it long. It's only a temporary thing, and that's what's going to get you so frustrated, because I'm that person too that it's like, okay, I've been eating this way for 3 days. Why have I not lost 20 pounds?
I know.
This is stupid.
I feel so sleek. Why is nothing else feeling this way with me?
Yeah, so baby steps, little things. And when you're setting your goals for weight loss, I set mine for 5 pounds at a time. I would celebrate each, instead of being like, I need to lose, 20 pounds. I said, I need to lose 5 pounds between this day and this day. Yeah. And so I had small successes and small victories along the way. So they were, small, short, attainable goals that I set for myself, working towards one larger goal. Set yourself up for success, not frustration and failure.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I've heard that it takes you personally, I think, like 4 weeks for you to see a difference in yourself and to see the weight loss. Yeah. So like if you're trying a new way of like a healthier lifestyle, it's going to take you at least 4 weeks to see the changes in yourself. And then I think it was like it will take 8 weeks for other people to start noticing differences. So even if you've lost 5 pounds, other people probably aren't going to notice that right away. But
I always kept visualizing a pound of butter.
Yeah, isn't that
like
crazy?
I was like, if I only lost 1 pound, I could be like, oh my God, I've been busting my ass and I've only lost 1 pound. But if I look at a pound of butter, I'm like, that was on my body and I've gotten rid of that. So even if you've only lost 1 pound when you wanted to lose 5, that's still a success.
Yeah,
that's still a whole brick of butter.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And be kind to yourself. If you had a bad week, you had a bad week. That's all right. Yeah. You just pick it up. Diet starts Monday.
Yeah. Seriously.
If you have to say that every week.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it. Keep on keeping on.
Just keep swimming.
But I think it helps it'll help me anyways, is to start a list and work on one thing, knocking one thing off at a time. Yeah. So like the next thing on my list, once I've accomplished the weight that I want to lose, is I want to learn Spanish. That's something I've always wanted to do. And every time we go down south or go on vacation or something, I'm kicking myself because it's been like another year or 2 years that I could have been learning it. And I could be having much, better conversations with the people I meet down there if I had been studying it. And so every year I go down there, I'm disappointed that I didn't do it again. And so that is definitely one of the next things on my goal list, is to learn Spanish, because that's just something that I've always wanted to do.
Mamacita. Sí, señor. That's
sí,
Spanish?
Yes.
Yeah, oh, sí, it is.
Sí.
I had a goal. Once I had a goal. I started my YouTube channel near the end of last year because I wanted something for me. I made a goal for myself that I needed to find an outlet for myself, something I could do that was outside of being a mom. And also something that could incorporate motherhood, because I am a stay-at-home mom. I have my daughter all day, every day, which I absolutely love. I also wanted to pack away some more memories with her because I wasn't being diligent enough with taking photos and videos. You guys know the boomerang feature on Instagram?
Yeah.
I was taking boomerangs all the time. And then I was like, I don't have any pictures. All I have is these stupid boomerangs. Like, what the crack? I don't have any videos of her. I just had like these 10-second videos. You know what I mean? I wasn't consciously putting away the memories for her to look back on and for me to look back on. So I decided to jump full force into a YouTube channel and go from 10-second videos to like 15, 20-minute videos.
Just for a second, pause for a second. Remember when we were our age, if our parents had done that, they would have been like carrying around these 20-pound camcorders on their shoulders, videotaping everything. Taking up the VHS tapes.
Can you imagine how many VHS you'd have to carry with you?
Oh, man.
Yeah, we have it so much easier these days. Like, we can just throw an SD card in there and just
Yeah.
throw another one in, or just move things around. And
Yeah. With your sleek little phone, hit record.
yeah, it's so much more convenient these days.
I know.
You know, it was intimidating, and I had no idea how the heck I was going to do it, because I didn't feel like I had time to do the housework
Right.
on a day-to-day basis, on top of taking care of Ivy, and just feeling like I was giving her enough attention. Because if there was a day where I wanted to clean the whole house, I felt guilty at the end of the day that I didn't spend enough time with her.
Right.
Or if I spent the whole day with her, when Mitch would come home at the end of the day, I would feel guilty that the house was a mess, or that, like, dinner wasn't ready, or Mom's just, we're always like that. We just always feel guilty, like, no matter what we do. And it's not like not because we're doing something wrong. It's just ingrained in us.
Yeah, we constantly focus on what we didn't do rather than what we did do.
Yeah. So I didn't know how I was going to do it, because I know that every day I struggled with those feelings, that I wasn't living up to some aspect of my responsibilities. But I knew it was important for me, because I needed something that I felt was a project I could pour myself into, I could pour my creativity into.
There was just so much in you that was just dying to get out, busting at the seams, so much creativity.
Yeah, I just needed something for me.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how the heck I was going to do it, or how I was going to find the time to do it. I'd never, ever edited a video, or even opened a video editing program in my life, so I didn't know where the heck I was going to start. I just decided to go for it.
Well, so what was the first step that you took?
First step I took was I just went on YouTube and I created a channel. I was like, well, I can't do this without creating a YouTube channel, so I'm just going to do it.
Once you've done that?
Yeah. So I just went on YouTube. I already had a YouTube account because I'd watch other YouTube videos. But I went on and actually made it my own channel, and like I wrote myself a bio, and I uploaded pictures, and I just started recording on my phone.
Right.
I didn't even have a camera yet. I knew that my laptop came with an editing program, so I was like, all right, well, I'll just start there. So I literally had no idea what I was doing. I just created the YouTube account, I filmed the video, and then I opened the program for the first time, and I was like, okay, how the crack do I get this video in the program?
Right.
I just played around with the program, figured out how to get the video in there, and honestly, it took me like a week to do the first video. I just dilly-dallied with the program by myself until I figured it out, and figured out how to do different things. I researched, like, okay, I want to do this. Google, how do I do this?
Right.
And, like, I just taught myself how to do it. And then I sat on it, I think, for a couple weeks, because I was nervous. I was like, am I actually going to do this?
And you're putting yourself right out there, and now you've committed.
Yeah. Here's the thing, too. I didn't talk to anyone about it, because I was so nervous because it's intimidating putting yourself out there for just everyone to hear and to make judgments on you, and it's so hard to just throw yourself out there. And so I knew that if I brought it up to someone and said, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, if they didn't react the way that I thought they would or should, it would have talked me right out of it.
And that could have discouraged you right before you even started.
I would have been like, okay, I'm not doing this because, no.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sometimes
they don't think
it's
it's a
best
good idea. Yeah.
to keep your goals to yourself and just show them.
I knew that if I talked to anyone about it and they didn't react in a way that got me pumped, that I would have just deleted the video and I would have never done it. So I didn't talk to anyone about it. I just literally did it. And the day that I decided to post the first video, I literally was like just staring at like the upload button forever. And I was like, am I going to actually do this? I was like, no, I shouldn't do this. Like I went back and forth. And I finally was just like, I just like hit the button and ran away. And I was like, oh my God, I just did it. It was just so nerve-wracking.
I'm so proud of you.
You gotta just go for it.
Some things that you're doing, you just have to do it for you.
Yeah.
Regardless of what anybody else thinks. And if you know yourself and you know that possibly telling the people in your life maybe somebody might not react the way that you want them to, and how that would affect you. If you know that's not the greatest idea, then you have to do what's going to set you up for success and do it for you.
You're making yourself proud, nobody else.
No matter what you do, you're not going to please everyone. Not everyone's going to be pumped about it. Not everyone's going to agree with it. Mm-hmm. So I knew that there would be someone that was skeptical or just didn't know, and it could
even just be somebody who wanted to do that themselves, and then they hear you saying it, they could be like, oh yeah, I wanted to do that, and then give you all the reasons why you shouldn't, because they don't want to see you do it when they feel like they can't do it.
Yeah.
You know, some people are like that.
Yeah, it's so true. Like, even if you have the most supportive group of people around you, you're still not going to please everyone. And I'm sure someone, even if they mean it positively, you might take it in the wrong way and read too far into it. And so I just knew for myself that this is something I wanted to do. And it was something that was going to make me feel accomplished at the end of the day. Like, I was doing something that was for me, and that was aside from being a mom, and was aside from anything. And
you're no good to everybody else in your life, including your kids, if you're not looking after yourself first. Mm-hmm. You can't give from an empty tank.
My sentiments exactly. Yeah, I knew that I as busy as I was, I also wasn't taking time out for me. Mm-hmm. I also wasn't doing anything that was just for Tanya.
So important.
So I just wanted to do it. So guys, I just did it. I don't even know how I did it. I just did it. And people ask me too, like, how do you edit your videos? How'd you figure out? And I was like, honestly, I had no idea what I was doing. I literally just...
You dive in and start playing around and figure it out?
Yeah, and I knew that if I took the time to try and figure out how to edit a video before I'd film the video, I probably wouldn't do it. I'd get overwhelmed. I was like, I just need to film a video and then just figure it out. And if it takes me 2 months to edit this video and upload it, it takes me 2 months.
Exactly.
Whatever.
It's like our podcast.
Yeah, and I was like, if I can record this video and edit it, and if I decide not to do it, then I don't have to. But I'm at least taking the first step.
For sure.
To doing
Exploring your interests and your passions.
Yeah.
So it's like our podcast.
Yeah.
How long have we talked about doing something like this? Mm-hmm. For years we talked about doing something like this. And then it was just all of a sudden one day we just decided we're doing it.
For years we talked about this. Years.
Years and years. Oh,
honestly. We did,
Yeah, and we could have talked ourselves out of it for a long time because, again, we had no idea how to record a podcast. We're like, what kind of mic do you use? What kind of program do you use? How do you even get it on iTunes? Like, how do you what did we do? Do we call iTunes? Like,
I know.
What do you do? How do people do this? And so we just, one step at a time, decided, okay, well, we just did the obvious first step and Googled how to start a podcast. Yeah. And so we thought, okay, well, we can look at this, we can look at that. And we just took the first steps, and it started to become more and more real that, oh my gosh, we're going to do this. Yeah. And we could have put it off forever because, okay, we know we need to do this and this, but we have no idea how to edit. Yeah. We have no idea, how to put together. You look at these other podcasts that are so successful and have been around for so long, and they look so professional, and so we just decided, okay, well, we know that we don't have the tools and resources to create a jingle or to create, like, to do the editing and stuff like that. So for us in this scenario, the first step that we had to take was we hired people to do it, because we knew that we would just continue to put it off because we didn't know how to do it. Yeah. So we just decided, okay, let's just put it out there, get somebody to create it for us, see what we think of it.
First, we're like, let's just get someone to create a jingle for us, because then that'll get us pumped up.
Yeah, exactly.
And we'll be excited about it.
Yeah.
And we can't put out a first episode without having that anyways. Yeah. Yes, we could, but we didn't want to.
And then it became real. When we got our jingle, we're like, oh my gosh, we love our jingle. Yeah. So that got us pumped right up. And then we're like, okay, so the next step is now we have to actually record an episode. Yeah. And then we sat there and talked, well, what do I say? And what do you say? And what am I going to say? And we're like, okay, you know what? Just hit record and let's just start talking. Yeah. And because we could have, again, continued to just put it off and overanalyzed and overthought all of it. Yeah. And then we just sent it out to an editor and, with our fingers crossed, not knowing what to expect. Yeah. And we got it back. We're like, okay, there's our first episode.
Yeah. Like, okay, here it is.
So, yeah. And then once we put that out, we knew we had committed. So now this is real. Yeah. And then while we were continuing to put out episodes, when I say we, I mean Tan, learn
No.
learn how to edit.
Yeah.
And so, we've just grown as we've gone with it. But it started with small steps, just doing a little research. We were unsure about it. It was a little bit scary, Are we actually going to do this? Or is this something we're just going to continue to talk about for years?
Yeah, we didn't know where to start.
Yeah.
And it was overwhelming because we knew we wanted to do it. But we didn't know how to, like, I'd figured out how to edit videos, but I'd never edited just audio before in a different program entirely. So it was intimidating with like, okay, well, we can probably figure out how to record one, but then what do we do with it after that? Like, now how do we attach our jingle to our episode? And
there's so many little things. We're like, we're such newbies. What do we do?
And I was like, okay, well, I've just started the YouTube, and I'm trying to figure out how the heck to balance doing a YouTube channel and being a mom right now. Like, I don't know if I can take on trying to figure out how to edit this podcast too. So we realized that was going to be something that was holding us back.
Yeah.
So we're like, you know what? If we're going to do this, let's just hire someone to edit these episodes.
And force us to start.
It's not going to be for the long haul, but it's going to push us to get it out there. Because we can put this off forever over this one silly thing. And
things may be a little rough around the edges every once in a while as we're learning as we go, but that's it. When you jump into something brand new, as you learn as you go. And here we are.
Here we are. We're
tickling your lobes with our podcast.
So we're just trying to inspire you to take the next step, take a jump start into what it is that's burning inside you. Mm-hmm. What do you want to do? What is your goal? What is just something that you have been thinking about, something that you're passionate about, something that you want to do but you're scared to do? We want to let you know that we've been there and we're still in there with other goals we want to achieve.
Yeah. I think the goal list never completely goes away. As you grow as a person, you develop new goals and new things that you want to do. And and life is a constant journey of growing and developing. And those things inside you, those passions that you have, are connected to your purpose. They're not random. They're there for a reason. Yeah. And you get one life, one chance to tap into those and fulfill your purposes. And you have no idea what doors will open. Once you start opening doors, what other doors open after that. It's just that first door that you have to open, that first step that you have to take.
I totally believe
that. Who knows what it will lead to.
Yeah, so, I believe that totally.
Yeah. The importance of making yourself proud. Mm-hmm. It is. Make a goal board.
Yeah.
Go to Michael's or whatever your craft store is or wherever and just get one of like those. It could be just as simple as like a cork board. Yeah. And search online, print out pictures of your goals, things that you want to do, however you want to do it. Put it somewhere central in your home or something that you'll see all the time that you'll be constantly reminded of the goals that you've set for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And just baby steps. Like when I think about back to like where me and Mitch were 5 years ago. And then I think about where we've come now. I don't even really know how the heck we got here. We just did small steps, like baby steps, like one thing at a time. Mm-hmm. And we're achieving things that we wanted to achieve. And just because we're throwing ourselves out there. Yeah. And even Mitch did that with him, like his new business career.
Starting his own business. Yeah.
It was nerve-wracking. He literally stepped away from his job and was like, I'm going to do this. And I don't even know how we figured it out, but we did.
Exactly. Like we just That's it. You just figure it out. And look at where you guys are now. And imagine if you hadn't. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. What you would be missing out on now. Have faith.
Yeah. You gotta have faith. Oh, you gotta have faith. Do you know that song?
Yes. Okay. You gotta have faith, the faith. Baby.
I wish I knew the rest of the
I know. Baby. We could sing forever, baby.
We could go on forever, baby.
Well, Tan, how about we slap a big ass bow on it?
Yeah, let's do that.
Go on and make your goal board, potty people.
Just start somewhere. We just want to inspire you to start somewhere.
Get out there and smash some goals.
Yeah, and we really do appreciate so much you guys listening to this podcast because you are helping make our dreams come true. Yes. So that's huge. And please continue to take a photo, take a screenshot of yourself listening.
We love it.
Yeah, because we want to share it. We want to be able to say hi to you and to share it to our potty people. And we want to know what you think. Again, send us your honest to God moments too, so we
Yes.
can share those as well.
Yeah. Share.
Well, big ass mother of a bow on it.
You know where to find us. Honest to God Podcast on Instagram. If you like what you hear.
Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your people that we hear. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts or wherever you find your podcasts.
Yeah, or on YouTube. You can subscribe on YouTube. Leave us some comments there.
That being said, let's cue the music. I hope you guys have bunny-filled cheeks like we do.
Until next time.